Hello, my name is Vicky. I am a PNA. I currently work in Musgrove Park Hospital as part of the Somerset Foundation Trust. I'm currently a ward sister. I qualified as a professional nurse advocate last May. When the course was available, I thought this was something that would be really beneficial for me as part of my development as a ward manager, but also the impact it could make on the staff, and not just on my ward, but in other areas. I believe since the pandemic, there's been a lot of changes for nurses and healthcare assistants within the trust. There's been a lot of movement, and there's been a lot of people working in different areas that they might not necessarily worked in before, and in different places. So I think the professional nurse advocate course was a really good course to go on to be able to facilitate to be a PNA. Within my role as a professional nurse advocate, I am allocated one day a month where I deliver restorative clinical supervision to staff within our trust. Part of my role and part of restorative clinical supervision is giving the staff an allocated time to be able to reflect, to have a debrief on how they're feeling. We say it's nothing to do with their work performance, but it's about how they're feeling and if there's been any incidences that have arose. And it's really important as nurses that we have this time to reflect and to think about how we can move forwards in a really positive way. Some of my RCS sessions have also, we've looked at career development and about signposting staff to the necessary areas that they wish to proceed with. But being a professional nurse advocate is really rewarding, and it's something that we encourage all of our nurses to have, because it can be really challenging on the wards. Just having that extra support that our trust is really trying to embed and trying to offer our staff is really important. Within the role as a PNA, I feel that I really enjoy giving staff the time to be able to reflect, and following on from completing the course, it's given me lots of different tools to be able to help these nurses and these healthcare assistants to really think about their next steps. It's really rewarding when people say that restorative clinical supervision has really helped them, and they've been able to have that safe space and that time to be able to talk about how they're really feeling. And I think that's really important for us as nurses. So I find that really rewarding. There have been several challenges faced. I think as a PNA, I also have my ward sister role. So, it's you're you're in that role. But when the days I'm allocated, I try and do as much, go into all the different wards and kind of saying to people, this is what restorative clinical supervision is. I'm a professional nurse advocate, and this is what we can offer. And I think a challenge is kind of getting people to understand what it is. It's it's not counselling, and it's nothing to do, like I've said before, it's nothing to do with people's work performance. But this is an additional support mechanism for staff to be able to facilitate. So kind of getting staff on board with that has been challenging. So to help with that, I've kind of been able to go to safety huddles or to safety briefings on different wards to try and spread that word out. Obviously, another challenge is time. You can only do a few sessions in a day, because it is a lot when you're talking to people and having to deal with their feelings. So just being given that one day a month isn't always enough. But I think with every role that we've got in the NHS, there's always going to be these challenges. But I think we have a really supportive trust that really wants for all of us to be able to facilitate RCS. I would really encourage nurses, especially Band 5 nurses, to really undertake the role of a PNA. I think it's excellent development. it really opens your eyes into to how we communicate, and looking at our staff and our colleagues as individuals. I think as a nurse, I wish I'd had restorative clinical supervision 13 years ago when I qualified as a staff nurse, because I think it would have helped with those anxieties that you might have. And I think nurses coming into the role as well, I just think the NHS is very busy, the wards are very busy, and just to be able to go on this course and to learn all these different tools and techniques and use different models, it's a really great course. And to be able to have it funded as well, we're very lucky. As a working in the trust we work in, that we're trying to encourage our nurses to do this. And personally, it's one of the best courses that I've done, so I would actively encourage anybody to apply to be a PNA.